What's up, YouTube? This is Michael back at you. How you guys doing today, man? Today is right now. It is Saturday on Saturday afternoon in Cambodia. I don't know what time this video is going to come out. I'm recording it right now, but then I got to do the thumbnail, and then I usually schedule for a different time to come out. So whenever you're seeing it, I'm not really for sure. Maybe like on a Saturday evening or a Sunday morning. I don't know. Anyways, I watch a lot of other, before I get started on that, let me see. I got to back up here for a minute. I don't do no edits, man. I can stop and try to re-edit this. But anyways, I've only been doing YouTube now for since October 16th. So that's not even 2 months, man. It's not even 2 months yet. And I got two different channels. I got LIVE.RICH.CAMBODIA. I got 14 subscribers on there. I got a lot of views, man. Maybe, I don't know, I think 6,000-7,000 views. And I got on this one, Goodbye USA. I got 9 subscribers now, man. I got a new one today. Made me smile. Anyways, and I got like 6,000-7,000 views on that. It's pretty good, man. I think. But it's I want to thank everyone that's done that for me, because I make the videos. You guys don't have to watch them. You guys can just skip over them, and I could have 1 or 2 subscribers and only have maybe like a couple hundred views, man. But you guys, whoever's watching my videos, man, I want to thank you guys so very, very much. And whoever has pushed that subscribe button, I do want to thank you so much. Without you guys, it would just I'd still be making videos, because I said I was going to do it for 2 years. So anyways, it's going to be for 2 years, man. Like I said, I hope everything comes up, in the next little bit. But like I said, I haven't been really doing it that long, and people are interested in what I am to say, or excuse me, what I have to say. We said I don't do the edit, because I can't edit my live, so I'm not going to edit a video. A lot of people say they need to edit videos, but I'm not going to do that. Anyways, there's like 2 groups of people out there. I watch a lot of videos. I don't watch them about just nonsense. I don't have time for that, because I'm pretty busy guy. So I just don't have time to watch a whole bunch of nonsense videos. But I like to look at educational ones, and I look at a lot of other videos to kind of see what they're doing. I look at their subscribers. I look at my analytics a lot to see what time people look, who looks, whether it's a man or a woman or in between. I don't know. And I see a lot of these videos, and I realize that the USA has a lot of people in it. So, but I see these videos all the time where people say that they're just going to stop paying their bills. They're just going to stop paying them. And there's like two different camps. There's two different groups of people that are going to do that. Okay. I used to have a property management business for a while, and there were people that would stop paying their rent, and it takes about 2 or 3 months. Depends. On California, it takes a little longer, but it takes about 2 or 3 months to get somebody out of a house. Apartments a little bit faster. You can get them out a little bit faster, but it takes about 2 or 3 months to get them out. But in that meantime, they're just racking up more bills, and usually they're angry by the time that happens. By the time they get eviction notices and all the rest of that, and they just end up tearing up the house. And the people that I'd work for that own the house would want me to go to court and get a judgment against them for the damages that they did in the house, and because I'd have to fix it up a lot. And 90-some% of the time, people wouldn't even show up, and I'd win by default, because the other side wouldn't even show up, and then they'd get a judgment put on them for whatever damages they did, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, plus the back rent. Plus my time, because I charge time, go that, plus the lawyer fee, just all that stuff, man. And from that point on, they're gonna have a heck of a time trying to rent a house. Okay, they're gonna have to put it in their sister's name or their kid's name, or live with somebody else who's already got a house, and it's just it's gonna cause you some problems for many, many years. Okay, if you get behind on your electric bill, here again, it's going to take a couple, 3 months, but eventually they're going to shut it off. And you can try to, go around and rewire the stuff. Then they got the police coming out. But from that point on, man, I don't care where you go. It's so easy to find now on the internet. They're going to find out that you didn't pay your electric bill and that you tried to go around and rewire it, maybe run the wire from a neighbor's house or something. Now you got to put electric in your kid's name, sister's name. I don't know whatever that situation is. Car insurance. Okay, you got to have it over there. You don't have to have it over here, but you got to have it over there. If you stop paying, your insurance will get canceled, and then you get pulled over by the police. They're gonna take your car. It's gonna cost you monies and fines, maybe lose your license, all that kind of stuff. Eventually, you will get caught. It's just a matter of time. They got these license plate readers now that just go around. And they don't even need to run your license plate. That AI does that for them. They got a screen in their car. Repos. They put a tracker in all those cars now that they sell. I don't care how old the car is. Okay, they put a tracker in there, and I don't know where it is, but I guarantee you there's a tracker in that car. Okay, they know where that car is at all the time, and all they have to do is just look it up. They're going to find it, unless you're really good and you can find where that tracker is. Try to cut it out of there. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm a pretty good mechanic, but I don't know. I'd have a hell of a time trying to find where they put that little. It's not a very big device, man. It's pretty small, and like I said, they got those little tags they can put on those iTags or whatever they call them, iPod tag, whatever they call it. But anyways, they just wire it into the car, and they're going to hide it someplace or you're not going to be able to find it. Once your car gets repoed, most people that have cars repoed, they pretty much know it's going to get repoed, and they have just given up taking care of it. And chances are you owe way more on that car than it's worth, and what they're going to do after they repo it is they're just going to send them to the auction, and they're going to get whatever they get for it, man. They're not going to. It's just, if you owe $12,000 on a car and they only get $2,500 to $3,000 on that car, man, you're going to owe the rest. Plus, you're going to owe the towing fees and the storage fees and the lawyer fees and all the rest of that stuff, and it's going to stay on your credit report, man, for a long time. And it's going to be very difficult for you to get a car or anything in the future. It's just once you start getting those repos and all the rest of that stuff, like I said, it's going to take them a couple, 3 months. They're going to, send you all these notices, maybe try to call you on the phone, but eventually they're just going to come get the car. And there's a group of people like that. I got them in my own family. That's just how they live. They live with the not being responsible in their life, and they don't really care. Doesn't make a difference to them. They're just fine. They're just finding a way around it. So, my message is not for that group of people. For that group of people, I don't know what to tell you, man. You just probably should change your life, but it's up to you. You do whatever you want to do there. But my message is for another group of people that have decided, they've been responsible all their lives. Maybe you went to university, got a degree, got laid off, okay, was living the good life when you're making, I don't know, 80, 90, 100,000, whatever year it is a year, which is not really that much money anymore. But and now you're behind on your rent, and you're behind on your car, and you're behind on this, and you're behind on that, and the credit cards are coming after you, and all the rest of that stuff, man. That stuff, it's just not going to go away. It's just so easy for them to find somebody right now with AI and all the rest of stuff. They can track you down with that Social Security. They're just going to track you down, and they're going to get a garnishment. If you don't go to court, they will get judgment against you by default. Okay, which means once they find where you're working, they're just going to take I think like 25% of your salary from you, and you're already not making it. Especially if you got to go to work at a Starbucks, or I don't think Starbucks is hiring now, but wherever you're working, unless you want to change jobs every few months, man, they're just going to keep chasing after you. They got people that do that. That's their job. That's what they do, and they're pretty good at it. Finding people, like I said, people can't stop posting on Facebook and just social media, all that stuff. And But like I said, I'm talking here to the second group people. If that is you, if you've lost your job and you're really trying and you're struggling to make it, and you said, I just can't make it anymore, and you have to stop paying your rent, mortgage is a little bit different. It's going to take them about a year to get you out that house. Same thing if you're behind on your car, credit cards, light bill, whatever it is. You take all that money and don't go waste it. Don't go to no casinos or no Carnival cruises. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying Carnival cruises for a specific reason. You can look it up on YouTube if you want. See the Carnival cruise thing. Don't go wasting on that kind of stuff, man. Don't go out saying, well, I'm so far behind, I'm just going to go take all this money and blow it. Don't do that. Okay? Take that money that you were going to use on all those bills, man, put that in a box somewhere or in a mattress, or I'd try to keep it out of the bank if I could, but maybe that's where you got to put it to keep it safe. But I would stack up as much money as you possibly can. Okay? If that means you got to eat top ramen, and you gotta eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, maybe, and cracker and cheese and baked potatoes or whatever in the microwave, whatever you got to do to save as much money as you can. If you can walk to the grocery store, you walk. Okay, you save every dollar that you possibly can. No more of those Starbucks coffees and the Netflix and all those subscriptions. You get rid of all that stuff, man. You take every bit of money you got. Okay, and especially for you people that have degrees. And they're going to start coming after you for those student loans, man. That shit ain't never going to go away. Okay, you're going to have that for the rest of your life. Okay, eventually you can run from the USA, and they can't touch you. There's nothing they can do. They cannot get that. They cannot get any of that money back from those student loans. People say, yeah, but when I retire, they're going to garnish my Social Security. Man, if you're 30, 40 years old, they ain't going to have no Social Security. I'm 67, and I'm kind of doubtful they're going to have it until I die. So I don't know, man. But if you guys save up $10,000, the only thing that I'd take out of that money is I'd go get a passport. Okay, I think they're about $150. And especially for you people that have degrees, or you older people that have had life experience, you go to a third world country, man. You go to a third world country. And there are businesses over there, there's big companies over there. I mean, there's a lot of straw huts and whatever you want to call it over here. There's poverty like you ain't never seen. But there's companies out there that will hire you if you have the knowledge. Okay? And people over here just don't have the knowledge. They just don't have it. Okay? I don't care if they have graduated from high school and they went to they call it a university, but it's like a community college. It's a 2-year college. I have talked to teachers and other people that have a 2-year degree, and they can't even tell you the name of the planets. They don't even know how many planets. They just don't. I mean, they just shuffle those people through there. It's just a money-making scheme is all it is for these most of these schools over here, most of these universities. And they don't have any true knowledge. Okay? They don't know how to use Microsoft Word. They don't know how to use Excel spreadsheets. They don't know how to use a PowerPoint. I had I'm not going to use it. I had somebody ask my wife to ask me, could I make them an app? Can I make them an app? That is, I said, first of all, I don't know how to make an app. Because they know I'm pretty good on a computer. I said, first of all, I don't know how to make an app. Number one. Number two, you got to have all kind of security built into that where people ain't breaking in and stealing people's information and maybe credit card or debit card numbers. Then that app has got to be good enough to be on Google Play Store or the iPhone Store or something. And you're going to spend so many hours on there. You better have customers lined up ready to get that app or have advertisements on it or something, man. Can I make an app? Yeah, just like making a cake. You know, I'm just going to take a computer and put some flour in there and some sugar and mix it around, put that in the oven and make it. I was like, how could an intelligent person think I could just make an app? I guess I could if I tried, but it's just the thought of that, like I said, just kind of freaks me out. They push these students over here through these schools. Most of these schools are just money-making schemes. That's all they are. They don't care if the student learns. If they learn, if they don't, that's fine with them. Okay? The school that I taught at, they have about, I don't know, they have maybe 12, 13 of those schools throughout Cambodia, different provinces. They got the one over here and stuff. They don't even have a website. I asked them, I said, man, I look for you. You guys don't have, we don't have a website. We just put something on Facebook. I said, what do you mean you don't have a website? You got like 11, 12 schools, man, international school. Well, we don't have anybody that knows how to make a website. And I didn't tell them I could make one for them. I ended up doing it for nothing. But I just, like I said, you see on all my videos, man, people selling stuff. They selling brooms and buckets and rice and noodles and coffee, and they got these little places they sell it. That's all they can do is sell something. Fans and whatever else. They just sit in the chair when nobody's there buying nothing, looking at their phone, playing with Facebook, and they got these soap operas over here made in, from India and Thailand and China, and they just dub over Khmer, and the mouths don't even move with what they're saying. It's just a ridiculous thing, and they're playing these games on the phones. They just ride around, and there's just no lack. There's just absolute lack of education. Like I said, and it's not just here. It's all third world countries are like that. I've been in enough third world countries to know that they're pretty much all the same. This one happens to be 139th poorest in the country, 122nd in education, and I think it's like 105th or 110th or something in skill set, where they have marketable skills. The poverty level over here is just absolutely off the charts. They got areas in the city where they got these big tall buildings where they got these nice corporate offices and stuff, and they do have a really nice downtown in Phnom Penh that would love to hire well-educated foreigners, and the language problem is not going to be a deal. Most of these people that work in these big companies, these big corporations, they speak English. It might not be the best English in the world, but you'll be able to speak to them. I've spoken to enough of them to where I can understand them. I don't have no problem with that. But you get out here to where I live at in the suburbs, and you got to go through some tore up villages before you get here, man. I mean, it's just people out there in a little chair and some rickety little table selling sandwiches and stuff. I don't know. It's just hard to explain. But like I said, if you're in that second group of people, save all the money you can and find you a place to go, man. Make a plan. Like I said, most of these people over here, they couldn't find it. If I showed them a map and told them, tell me where Cuba is, or Russia, or Brazil, or any, they don't even have a clue. They have no idea. They live in their own little bubble, which is okay. It's okay for them. But you guys can come over here. I'm going to say if you could muster together $10,000, and that sounds like a lot, but it's not really. If you really got after it, and like I said, you did stop paying all those bills and stuff, and stop paying everything, and you kept that money in a box and didn't spend it on anything other than a passport and possibly an airplane ticket, and you came over here with 10 grand. Get yourself a little apartment to rent somewhere. I think you'd come up pretty fast, man. I think you'd come up pretty fast, especially if you had some kind of knowledge, some kind of skills, because they just don't have it over here. They don't even know. I was asking a teacher who went to a university for 2 years if she knew who Isaac Newton was, or Galileo, or Shakespeare, or anybody like that. They just don't even know. They just shuffle them through there, and they give them a piece of paper and they send them out into the workforce, and then they only make $300 or $400 a month, man. That's what they do. So I don't have that problem because I can go jump right back into a school teaching. So could you. Anybody, it's like I said, if you fall into that second group, man, and you've unfortunately spent a lot of time, a lot of effort getting that degree, and now you owe a whole ton of money on it. I think you come over and make it a whole new life for yourself, man. And they can't. There's nothing they can do. They can't come after you over here for those student loans. They can't come after you here for no garnishments, no nothing. They don't have no garnishments. So the only way they can is if you work for a company that's based out of the United States, then they can. But other than that, there's no way for them to collect money. And you're over here close to Japan and South Korea and Singapore. Once you've got some experience working over here, man, you're just only a couple hour flight away from getting a job interview. And just to let you guys know, per capita, how much people make, Singapore is actually a richer country than the United States per capita, per person. Okay, they actually make more in Singapore per person on average than they do in the United States. I think the United States is like 7 or 8, and I think Singapore is like second. Sometimes it's first, but I think it's like second or third now. Anyways, but so you guys are, like I said, if you're following that second group, man, you got choices. Save every dollar you can. If you're going to stop paying everything, don't just go out, like I said, just don't go out and go on spending sprees, because once you run out of money, man, you're going to learn under the bridge or back in mom's basement or wherever it is you're going to have to go. But I hate to see that happen to you. Okay, one last thing. If you have listened to me this whole time, okay, I like to sit here close to the computer because it makes me feel like I'm sitting here talking to somebody, like near. I can sit back farther, but I feel so distant, like, I don't know. I feel like we're like friends if I'm sitting here closer to you. Anyways, you guys have 4 fingers and a thumb. Okay, 4 fingers and a thumb. If you just took one of those, and push that subscribe button, man, I'd be so happy. I'm happy anyways, but like I said, I'm already thankful you guys watch my videos like you do. So I watch a lot of videos, and so a lot of times I don't push subscribe neither. So I understand. If you don't, I still love all you guys anyways. Thank you very much again for looking at my videos, man. And if I can help anybody out, my Gmail address is in the description, or is it in the description? Excuse me, not description. In the description, it's at live.rich.cambodia@gmail.com, man. Shoot me an email or put something in the comment. Anything I can do to help you guys out, give you guys some ideas on making a plan, try to escape the United States. That would be my my contribution to your well-being. So other than that, man, like I said, I don't know when this video is going to come out. So I'll talk to you guys later, and thank you guys again so much for watching my video all the way here to the end. And don't forget, man, that finger right here, man, boom, subscribe. I want to thank you guys again. Bye bye.